Good morning. This is Rick Gray. I wanted to talk a little bit this week about keeping a journal. It's something I've talked about before. It's something that's an integral part of my life. And I taught a class on it yesterday, which went really well. We talked about the whys of keeping a journal, kind of the how-to, what you write, everything down to where would you buy a journal. And I gave the class an assignment. And I want to give you that same assignment today. And one of them is to buy a journal, right? If you don't have one already, go to the bookstore, go to one of my favorite websites, jennybick.com. That's JenniBick.com. Jenny Bick Bookbinding is the company. They have great selection of really nice leather journals, all different styles. Another company is Epica.com, E-P-I-C-A. Epica.com has great journals. You can go to your local bookstore and get a journal. You could use a spiral notebook. The point is, get a journal, number one. Number two, get a writing instrument, right? A pencil or a pen. This is hard homework. Get a journal, get a writing instrument, block out 15 minutes of time today, at some time today. Maybe it's right before you go to bed. Maybe it's sometime in the middle of the afternoon. You know, it's best to do it first thing in the morning, but block out 15 minutes today. And number four, write about the day. People always say, well, what do you write about? Well, you write about your feelings. You write about the events of the day. It's a record of your life is what a journal is. I've been keeping journals for 17 years. I have about one a year, and I have 17 really nice, I call them fancy journals, leather-bound, 300-line pages journals filled. Imagine what 17 years of that is like. I can look back and remember what was going on in my life. Pictures will be a record of your physical growth throughout your life. Photo albums are great, but a journal is a record of your mental growth. It also increases your ability to communicate. When you think about things and write them down on paper, it clarifies your thoughts. And there's study after study that talk about writing personal feelings, emotions, and thoughts in a journal lessens your stress. That's the actual fact. And it helps you lose weight. Keep a food journal. Write down every single thing that you eat during the day, and you'd be surprised how your eating habits change. You know, it goes back to the old adage that Jim Rohn used to teach, which is everything affects everything else. If you have a goal in your life, no matter what it is, you can accomplish it by doing one thing, and that is start by eating an apple a day. And you say, eating an apple a day, Rick, what does that have to do with anything? You eat an apple a day. Do it for a week, every day. Right? It's not 6 apples on Sunday. It's an apple a day. And what that's going to do is start a new discipline. All disciplines affect each other. Once you start eating an apple a day, you'll start being inspired to eat a little bit better. Once you start eating a little bit better, you'll be inspired to start taking a walk around the block. Once you start walking around the block, you'll start reading a little bit more. Once you start reading, you'll start researching and studying. You'll start keeping a journal. Once you start keeping a journal, that's going to lead to the next. It just one snowballs after another. But it starts with one thing. One thing. I taught a class yesterday on journaling. We tied it into time management. And time management is really about self and life management. Spending time on things that matter. And learning how to say no to everything else. And that's difficult. If you know the Stephen Covey time management matrix, a lot of people spend their lives in quadrant 1 and 3. The urgent and important is quadrant 1, but they also spend a lot of time on the urgent and not important. What you need to do is spend time on quadrant 2, which is things that are really important, although they're not urgent, like journaling, like exercising, like reading for your knowledge, deep, technical, educational, inspirational reading, relationship building with loved ones. These are all quadrant 2, important things in your life, but they're not urgent. You have to take initiative. And that's why Stephen Covey talks about habit number 1, be proactive. So that's your homework. Be proactive. Go out and get a journal, number 1. Get a writing instrument, number 2. Block out 15 minutes, number 3. Write about the day, number 4. Write what happened, how you thought about it, what the events of the day were, and how you felt. And then just repeat that. Repeat those steps every single day, and pretty soon you'll have a library of your own. It's so valuable. It's one of the 3 treasures to leave behind to your kids. Your photos, your books, and most of all, your journals. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.